Hey everyone, my name is Jacob Manning. This is Diana.
Hi.
Welcome to the beginner's course. For this class, we're going to be covering the legs and doing some standing postures. Get your mat and let's get started. We're going to be getting started in child's pose. So come down to your mat. Come on your hands and knees. Bring your knees as wide as your mat here. Take your big toes together. And then take your arms out as far as you can. And it's a pretty common, I would say there's no 100% right way to do this. It's just what feels comfortable with your knees and your ankles and your feet, depending on how open you are. If you can get your forehead down, that's great. If you can't, you can put a pillow underneath your head. This is the beginner's course. So bring your forehead down and let your arms just relax. Let your hands relax. Take a few breaths through your nose. Observe your body and see if there's anywhere in your body that doesn't feel necessarily okay or tight or stiff. And just be mindful of that area through going through our postures here. And now see if you can start to kind of get your butt a little bit more towards your heels. You can use your arms to push your butt back a little bit. And you'll be able to feel some resistance. As you push with your arms, your butt back towards your heels, you'll feel resistance, meaning that pressure pushing your butt forward away from your heels. Now, start to walk your hands forward without your butt coming up at all. Walk your hands as far out as you can until your arms get straight. And then crawl your fingers out so your pinkies are touching the outsides of the corners of the mat there. Now engage your triceps, firm your triceps. The back of your arms, those are your triceps. And turn the front of your arms upward, your biceps, the tops of your arms. Take a deep breath in. And open your mouth and let your breath release. One more breath like that in through your nose. Fill the lungs, fill the belly, and exhale out through your mouth. Okay, come up to your hands and knees. Bring your knees under your hips, your hands underneath your shoulders, and those same actions. Fingers out, wrap your triceps back, curl your toes, and lift your hips up and back to down dog. Give your knees a nice little bend, and you can pedal the legs out if you'd like. Go nice and slow though. Nice and slow. And see if you can take away the weight shifting in your hands. So the weight stays the same in the hands as you pedal your legs out. You just have to engage a lot more muscles as you do that. And the hands have to engage. Now, from here, look forward. Step your right foot up by your right thumb. And then spin your back heel down. If you can't get your heel down to the ground, step your foot more forward. Pause right there. So, Diana, step your back foot like right here. There you go, perfect. Now, in Warrior 1, we want our heel lined up with our heel so that it's in an exact straight line. So there, exactly, perfect adjustment. Do that with your own body. Now, from here, we want the knee to be right over the heel. Now, can you keep your back heel down as you bring your foot a little bit more forward? Keep focusing on this back foot, driving down. There you go. Perfect. Now bring your hands to your hips. Pause right there. And turn so the ribs are straight down exactly like that. Keep the chest open. Now, Keep your back heel down, keep your front knee bent, and slowly upright your torso over your hips. Pause. So naturally, as the chest comes up, it wants to open up because the back leg and the pelvis are pulling the upper body out to the side. We want to keep the chest forward, just like this, exactly. Keep this front knee bent. And now, because we're working the legs, and all these postures are all leg postures, I want you to, so if your calf right now is probably pretty relaxed, imagine like there's a thumbtack underneath the arch of your foot. Like you're not trying to let the thumbtack you. And that'll automatically engage the muscles in the calf that'll protect your knee. So, or you know what I mean by that? Like thumbtack right here. Oh, I don't want to get the thumbtack in my foot, so I push my toes down and then my heel down, and then you get all those things going. You know what I mean?
Ticklish.
All right, sorry, I didn't mean to tickle you. All right, now raise your arms up. Perfect. So the pelvis is staying exactly right here. It's an external pose, it's not neutral. So the pelvis will stay open, but we want the chest and the ribs forward. There you go, and just like in downward dog, engaging the arms, triceps, wrapping forward, exactly. Now we're gonna come into Warrior 2. I'll do this one with you guys, because it's one of my favorite poses. So in Warrior 2, we're gonna go from Warrior 1 into Warrior 2. The legs and the feet have to move, working from the ground up. So the stance will be a lot wider. Your mat's 6 feet apart. I'm like 5'9". So what I'm gonna do with that height is keep, my stance will be 5 feet. That's how wide you want your stance to be in Warrior 2. The mat 6 feet long, etc. So the knee's still over the heel like Warrior 1. However, the back foot is a little bit more open and not pointing as far forward. So you'll turn this just a little bit in. Right there. There you go. There you go. In Warrior 2, it's a very common part of the body that's going to go forward and do these things. Foot a little bit more forward right here. Keep bringing your foot right here. Crawl your foot forward like this. There you go. Exactly. Now, certain leg engagements are really important. You're going to keep the pelvis flexible, stable, and strong, so you don't get lower back pain, these kinds of things. And we want the leg to be engaging in a way that the pelvis and the hamstring are drawing forward, and then the top of the thigh is externally rotating outward, and then the rib cage, lift the ribs and draw the ribs off my hand. Exactly, there you go, perfect. Exactly. Now this looks really good. I'm just gonna ask you to bring your foot more forward. A little bit more. So even though this is beginners, we still really want to push it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. We were just talking about that. Push it. Drive this foot down. Perfect. Now we're going to come into extended side angle. So we just held that for a while.
Yeah,
Back
we did.
Right to where we just were, Diana? There you go. Now bring your forearm on your thigh all the way down and extend your arm up, exactly. For this though, we'll have our arm up here, right here. This will be a lot easier to hold because you can push down your thigh. So, and it's important that we hold these things for a long time so we can spend time in them and learn how to do the pose. And you have to build a lot of strength so you can hold it and learn and be the same thing. And then it's like, okay, now we're getting more advanced stuff into, say, a handstand. So you got to be able to hold things for a while. Now here, all the same actions. Back foot driving down, knee bending, externally rotating the leg. And it's important that your glute right here is engaging. The glute's engaging. There you go. Perfect. This looks good. Now come back up to Warrior 2 without straightening your leg. There you go. Now we'll go into Trikonasana. Straighten your leg. Rock your pelvis back. So just like this. Here we go. Hands on the hips. Draw the pelvis back like boom. Someone just punched you right in the front of the hip here. Now, automatically when this happens, my chest will want to drop down like this. Keep the chest opening up to the left. Extend your arms. Place your hand down on your shin. and reach your arm up. So we're not using the hand like crazy. We want to keep the legs working. So keep working those legs. And then this is very important here, that the knee is not totally locked out. And if it's locked out, the legs aren't working, they're soft. So let the knee bend just a little bit. Yep, not too much, just a tiny bit. And if you ever seen Chippendales, the dancers, they like do those, they like do this with their chest. I want you to do that with your knees. Like you're trying to lift your kneecap up, and that's gonna fire up your quad. I would do it with my shirts on. I think I could still kind of do it. But you want to do that with your knees. You want to lift, get the knees to lift. That activates the quads. See what I mean? Watch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Lift it up. There you go.
All right, how long am I holding this?
Just another 20 minutes. We're going to hold it. I'll be right back. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, come all the way back up.
This is not fair. I'm the one holding and you're just
I
standing
know.
there.
And hold there.
Oh, we're here like...
Now this last one is where it gets kind of hard. I mean, it's probably tired already. Right?
Now it gets hard. It's been hard.
Yeah. It's been like forever. Just shut up and let's go. But right here, when it gets hard, is when your muscles grow. The muscles don't grow when they're fresh. They don't get stronger when they're fresh. When they get exhausted, that's when they're challenged. Okay, now bring your hands down. All the way down to the ground. You're good. Step back to a push-up position. Pause right there. Okay, now we're gonna lower to Chaturanga. What the hell is a Chaturanga? It's a bent elbow push-up. So, like a board, slowly bend the elbows. Nothing moves. Just bending from the hinge joint of the elbow. Untuck the toes. Inhale, upward dog, chest up. Exhale, downward dog, all the way back. Now I'm gonna do the second side with you the entire time. Look between your hands. Step your left foot forward, just your left foot. There you go. Back heel down. Let's stay down here for a second, because this, before coming up, is very important. This back foot, no good. Step it in from the thigh. We're rotating the thigh in and downward right here. Strong thigh. Now, chest up. Keep bending the knee without losing the integrity in the back leg. Take your hands to your hips. Keep this knee bent. Keep this back heel pushing down. Slowly upright the torso over the hips. Chest forward, but don't turn your hips forward. Hips stay a little open out to the right, but the chest is forward. I'm going to teach you one other cool thing here. Take your thumbs underneath your armpits like you have a backpack on. And this is called your side chest. Your chest is made up of 3 parts. We're not doing chest right now, but this is important to learn, because you can really learn how to use the scapula and the back of the shoulders here. So lift your side chest. Raise your arms up. Reach up. Now engage your back quadricep. Get that Chippendales back knee. Bend your front knee deeper. Lift up, reach up. I'm already getting tired holding this now. I'm just kidding, I'm good.
And you're not even the one holding.
Now, coming into Warrior 2, watch my back foot here, Diana. I'm gonna turn my foot a little bit out, walk my front foot a lot forward. Keep this knee in line with the second toe as I'm opening to Warrior 2. It's gonna wanna turn in like that, but I'm not going to by using my glute, using the butt cheek. So the glute's firming, I'm growing the inner thigh forward, and the back leg is still working. The front ribs are gonna wanna go naturally where you're looking, like with surfing. When you're gonna turn, where your head goes, your body's gonna wanna turn. Same with baseball, where your head goes, your body's gonna go. So as looking forward, your body's gonna wanna go that way. Naturally, things that are in front of us, we wanna go towards. So we're training ourselves to draw back, be still. I don't know how long we just held the other side, but I imagine it was a while, so we're gonna be here for a little bit longer. All right. And then if you're kind of wondering where the hell am I supposed to look, You want your drishti to always be where you're looking, where it's at in that area. So if your head's here, it's looking this high. So I look at my middle finger thumbnail. Now set your left forearm on your left thigh and raise your right arm up. What I like to do here is drive my forearm into my thigh and open the chest up. It gets a nice stretch in the groin as well. And then look up towards your right hand, or you can look down as well, that's fine. But ideally, to finish the posture, you would be looking up at your right hand. Slowly come back up to warrior two. Straighten your front leg. And now we're going to come into that triangle pose, Trikonasana. Pelvis, rock your pelvis back. Extend your arms. Set your hand down on your shin. And then look up. Or you can look down, that's fine as well. Make sure though that you're not just totally relaxing your legs. The legs are working like you're trying to stomp your foot through the ground. And so same thing with your back foot. The legs are active. The hamstring is rock solid. The quad, the hamstring. So the feet are doing the work. The push down, then it comes up. The calves tight. Slowly come back up. And then bend your knee. So this is the part where it gets hard, the muscles grow. Stay right here. And see if you can even get this feeling inside the pelvis to where you're drawing in here and you're pulling up, like you're drawing energy up and out. Okay, that's enough. Hands down. Pick your foot up and step back. There you go. Slowly bend your elbows into Chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog, chest up, open your chest. Exhale, downward dog. Set your knees down, untuck your toes, bring your knees out wide again, and let's take child's pose again just to rest for a second. Stay here and see if you could feel right now if your hips feel a little bit more open than when we first came to this pose. What feels different? Is that area that felt kind of tight or uncomfortable, does it feel loose now? Is there a difference from when we first did Balasana child's pose to now doing it? And then come up to your hands and knees. Bring your knees and your feet as wide as your mat. And we're just going to take a nice easy twist here, just to neutralize the spine out. Take your right arm, slide it underneath, and drop your shoulder down. And you can take your left hand further out on your mat in front of you. Extend it out forward, the left hand. And breathe into your lower back. Don't force it. Don't try to crank and drive your hands down. So the way to, for example, with digestion even, it works well when the belly's relaxed and it's being twisted rather than in a contraction being twisted. So you want to relax in this twist, especially after doing some leg strengthening stuff already as it is. Let's come back to the hands and knees, all the way back up, and then take the left arm, slide it across, and take the right arm out in front of you. Draw the outer right hip towards the left hip. So you're not getting the hips to twist, but the upper body to twist here. Right in the middle of the spine and the cervix spine. Slowly back to the hands and knees. Curl your toes. Back to downward dog. Let's take 5 breaths here. See if you can start to work the heels down now. Straighten the legs out. Push the hips back with the hands. If you can't get your heels down, don't worry about it. but keep driving the hips back. Look forward and come onto your butt. However you can make your way there. Let's bring the soles of our feet together. It's a butterfly Sukhasana. Open the feet up, lift the chest. Relax the inner thighs and slowly start to fold forward. Keep your chest up though. We're not going to round our back because we want to stretch the hips. If we wanted to stretch the back, then we would round the back, sure, but we're working on the legs today. I like to take my elbows a little bit and push them into my calves and then use the biceps and the forearms to draw the chest down as I'm pressing my elbows into my calves. Does that feel pretty good?
Yeah, I mean, I did it first and then you did it, but yeah.
Ah! There you go.
He saw that from me, guys.
Okay, what do you think? What do you guess we're going to do next then? Since you guessed that.
Well, next we're going to say namaste.
All right, let's lay down for a second. Not quite yet, but almost. So, take your hands behind your back. Like right by your side there. Press into your feet and lift your hips. And slowly lower down. One more time, but this time, make sure that your feet are hips distance apart. This time, grab the outsides of your mat. Roll your shoulders out and roll your biceps up to the ceiling, the front of your arms. Push into all four corners of your feet and lift your hips. Use your heels, drive your heels a little bit towards your butt so your hamstrings work, like you're trying to drag the mat towards your hands. Push the toes down so your calves work. And roll the shoulders behind you towards your spine. So you can feel there's a lot more activation here than the first one that we did when I just said, lift your hips up. So that just goes to show you by making these little micro adjustments, you can really encourage the muscles to work in a different way and to their fullest potential. Slowly lower your hips down. And by doing this, your legs are going to get bigger, they're going to get stronger, they're going to get more defined and more healthy. Knees into chest. And let's rock up to seated, however you can make your way up. Oh yeah, cross your legs. Bring your hands into your lap and close your eyes. Bring your hands to your heart. Lower your head. Lift your chin. Gently open your eyes. Thank you, guys.